Hey, Shalom, Akim, Shalom. First thing and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim, Rakakodash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Blessings and salutations to the whole elect. News in his gospel, brother from the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is just a quick lesson through the Spirit. Kind of piggybacking on what brothers were speaking about with these new lockdowns that's supposed to be coming. Provisions are being made allegedly to particular sources. Next month, provisions are being made to put this thing into full effect again, possibly by the end of the year, okay, and into next year. Now, the details is really kind of hard to determine because we know Esau likes to play, pinball, so to speak. When information comes out, he likes to deflect it and he likes to offshoot it with misinformation. So everything at this point, we know through the Spirit, they will eventually do this, but it's right now it's just speculative at best because, Esau likes to change things up in midair. He likes to pump fake to get his shot blocked still, which is devil is. He's just totally unruly. But it says Biden administration to urge Americans to get new Boost Mobile. And here we go again. Everything is starting back up. Everything is getting ready to gear out of control again because of these falsely generated narratives in order to push control and fear on people. And this is what we're seeing because every year around the month of September up until the end of the year, you have what they call the FLU season. And I'm careful on what I say because now you can't even say shit like that without it being, oh, it's medical misinfo. But yet, all you Edomites out there, you channels like Redacted, you're bringing out all this information and yet you're not penalized for it, but we are. Okay, so with that being said, you can expect new particular strains of this. You can expect new draconian laws. You can expect them to do things to push fear, starting in the media first, because we understand that word media goes into medium, which means it's pretty much like a successor in between two opponents, so to speak. Like if you got a medium or like a spirit medium is a person that you channel or that channels the dead through them. You see what I'm saying? So this thing is getting ready to look like it's getting ready to pop back up. I seen a clip with Alex Jones on Twitter of him making mention of this same ordeal. I don't have it in here anymore, but I know brothers was going into it. And what are the chances that this article came out in June of 2023 or 23 this year. It says the WHO calls for simulation to prepare for next global such and such, which they were talking about 2025. But one Edomite broke it down. He said, look, if they're talking about 2025, you better prepare for it now, because usually when they try to prep things off into the future, usually this is what we're looking at. Okay. And we've been telling you, Jakes, man, Esau, Edom is getting ready to come down with great wrath. All right. This is no coincidence that they did away with the federal emergencies with free funding of this thing, May 11th. And then literally like a week and a half, 2 weeks later, they were talking about a new so-called thing coming about. And here we are. They're talking about at the end of the year, possibly more lockdowns. Now we have to wait and see, because everybody's reporting on this in a roundabout way, but carefully so they don't have to get shut down. But overall, we're going to see. Okay, because just from my personal opinion, I believe this is the perfect time. We're in a time now that the MOTB is being set up through the CBDC, which is the central bank digital currencies. Fed now is up and running. Okay, you got the BRICS nations that sit, I believe they, what's today, the 22nd, 23rd? I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that yesterday they had like a summit to try to see how they're going to integrate or introduce this world's currency being backed by gold. But allegedly that may have been shut down, but we have to see. But you have all these particular things in play for this very ordeal. And what other than a falsified demic will be to lead the world into another chaotic situation, because they can use this out of chaos. Because I'm going to tell you like this, like Kill Gates said, he said, the next one will get your attention. And you know what I'm saying? It's going to get your attention. It's going to be the real deal. And I'm figuring he said that because most people that shot the J is going to be affected by this. And this is another way that they can blame people that then shoot the 3-pointer for the people that's dropping, which in fact is the people that shot the 3-pointer that the ones that's going to be affected most by this. And I know that for a fact because when I'm around people that drank the juice, I start feeling off of my body. And I know that ain't me pushing someone to them, because how the hell can I feel off by a person that's supposed to be protected? So clearly they're the ones that's emitting these frequencies from their bodies, which is causing the people that didn't drink the juice to feel a little nauseous, man. And I've been feeling like that every time I get around these people. It's a little better now, of course, with detoxification and, you know, clean gut health. It's gotten a lot better, but still, you know, you can tell something is off. So you people are getting ready to start dropping like flies, man, and good for you. You know, good for you. Public health is getting ready to shut down because they're going to be too overwhelmed with what's getting ready to happen. And they're going to find out the hard way that they've been played by these organizations, man. You see? So get into this article real quick, and I'm got a couple of precepts, none too much, nothing too deep. But we're just reporting on these things because we're the watchmen. Okay? But it says the Biden administration plans to urge all Americans to get the Boost Mobile for the you-know-what this autumn to counter the new wave of infections, a White House official said. Now, how the hell would they know that? If this thing is supposed to have been over with, and we know that they're playing numbers, we knowing that they're playing with numbers, they're shooting things up, they're making things as to what it is, and this is the reason why people with the Michelle Pfeiffer came out and they finally admitted that people were having these effects in their bodies over this stuff. You know, that's why they had like a 75-year thing that they didn't have to disclose until after 75 years, when most people are going to be dead and gone anyway 75 years from now. So, I mean, that's some wicked shit. But their documents basically telling you what was all in this shit. But it's literally sending people to the spirit world in droves, even to this day. But yet they're still pushing it. It says the official said that the Centers for You-Know-What and Prevention are reporting an increase, but you can't believe that, in infections and hospital admissions for the you-know-what. Overall levels remain low. It says on Thursday, such and such said initial data show its update on the such and such is affected against you-know-what in humans. Okay, but this is what they were saying fucking 2 years ago, last year. And it turned out to be a damn lie. It's turned out to be that wasn't the case. So for them to still push this narrative in the news and people are still believing this shit, that shows me how stupid you people in America is. But see, you're too engrafted by fear. Okay, you are led by fear and propaganda just because you watch the news too goddamn much. And that's good for you people, man. Because you know what? The prophets have been warning you that this is not what the men of the Lord have been warning you day in and day out about how this devil gets down. And this is why the scriptures say never could trust thy enemy, man. All right. So this is the book of Sirach, the 12th chapter, 12 and 10. It says, never trust thy enemies, for as like his iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Okay. You can't trust Esau. They found out that Dr. F made over 150 million or something like that. Close to billion. I don't know. He made an exceptional amount of money off people getting this shit in them. He's been proven to be a damn liar. Only time he pops up is when he's like an actual virus. He's like an actual computer virus himself. He only pops up when this shit pops up. And he's been lying to you people, man. But yet when you go to public health and all this other shit and you try to show them the numbers, they don't want to hear it because they're strictly funded by these organizations. So they have to play ball with them. Even if they don't really believe in the cause, they have to play ball with them. So all the time you work for these institutions, you running into brick walls, dead ends. You know what I'm saying? And they want you to go through certain loops in order to keep your job. Well, this ain't that, because people are getting ready to get laid off in record numbers. You know, but it says, though he humbled himself and go crouching, yet take heed and beware of him. And thou should be as to him as thou hast wiped the looking glass, and thou should know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away, man. So you can't trust this guy. Literally, millions of people have injuries now because of this shit. And yet y'all still believe in it? Oh, well, trust the Trust the computer science, right? Like, get the fuck out of here. Y'all never needed that in the first place. But hey, like I said, you trust the devil, this is what you're gonna reap, man. All right. This is the book of Sirach 10, and I'm gonna start at 1. It says, a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. And who's the prudent man? It will be Yahushai. Because Esau Edom, he's prudent in his own conceits, but he's not the prudent because he has no integrity. It says, and as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. So if you got a base level degenerate as a ruler, then the people on the planet Earth, they're gonna be degenerates just like him. You know, because the ruler, he pushes his agenda, and by him being the ruler, everybody is gonna fall victim of his agenda. Before you know it, they're gonna be living out their agendas under this particular rulership. And it says, in what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. So like I said, you got a freak of nature, a degenerate as a leader in the world. That's why the people are all messed up. This is why the people are all confused. This is why the people continue to fall for the same trap. It's like if you're a trained boxer and you're trained to avoid the cross jab, okay, or the cross hook, or the cross right, or the check hook. If you're trained to avoid a check hook, but yet you keep getting hit with the same fucking punch, obviously you have inadequate training. And that's the mindset of these people. These people are getting shipped off by the same shit that fucked them up in the first place. Here you people know, you saying, oh, well, we should have trusted the sea theorists. They've been right the whole time. Why didn't they warn us? People have been warning you. You know what I'm saying? But you chose to be blinded, all because you was afraid. All because you thought your job, oh, well, I needed it for my job. That's the lamest excuse I've ever heard. You know what I'm saying? That's the lamest excuse I've ever heard, because America, this is a very covetous world. So they teach you gainless godliness. So basically you are worth, basically your possessions here in America is basically your worth. What you have is your worth. And most people are in a battle for the Joneses anyway. So based on what everybody, it's like a dog eat dog world, every man for themselves. Well, I don't want to lose my house and my Rolls Royce and my Bentley. So I'm gonna go ahead and cop out to this because I worked so hard to get this. Therefore, I don't want to sell. I have to go ahead and do this. And that's what it is. They frighten you people on the false generated narrative of freedom, when in fact you're overworked any goddamn way. I was reading an article that most millennials and even Gen Zers, or whatever you call these new people, basically they were saying they would rather work 4 days a week and remote, because people are dictating their work schedules now. They like, look, I'm not coming back in the office. I'm not doing this 40-hour work week shit. You know what I'm saying? Now, I do 4 days a week, 10 hours, and it's going to be remote, because most people, they want to get their life back. So already the economy is already on its way out of here. And this is why these jobs are trying so hard to enact this witchcraft on people to make them comfortable in the workplace by coercive tactics, passive aggressive tactics. You know, but that ain't gonna work, because people are like, man, we're not dealing with your shit. We don't give a fuck about this job shit. And people they don't care. People are behind on mortgages, the gas is going up, the lights are going up. I have a $168 energy bill, and it's fucking 1 bedroom, like literally. You know what I'm saying? And that just from running the AC to keeping the damn house somewhat cool. People are like, man, I'm tired of this shit. We're not doing it. So the next one that's gonna come is gonna totally break this place down. So we may have a few months, you know, and next year's election year too. So we'll see, you know. But it says an unwise king destroyed his people. And another movie, man, that I really want to kind of go into, just a brief commentary on it, is watching that movie. It's called Painkillers. Man, that's a good little 6-part miniseries, man. I recommend all brothers and you few sisters. I recommend anybody to watch that show called Painkillers, man. You know what I'm saying? Painkillers, that show, Esau really shows you, and he's so fucking wicked. And they're really doing it because now these Edomites are dying from opiates, which, so what? You know, but when Jake was dying from crack cocaine, there wasn't nobody making a big outcry about, oh, well, you know, these niggas are druggies. So they used the cocaine pandemic to cover up the opiate shit, man, because for the simple fact they wanted to push the narrative that Jake is crackheads, you know what I'm saying? So they push that shit, even though opiates is way, way worse than crack cocaine. Way worse, more addictive, right? Because I ain't never known nobody die being a crackhead. People die from heroin and meth. Okay, even being a coke, because a cocaine is like a up drug. It's like it's like it elevates you type drug. You know what I'm saying? And being in the world, you know, around people that dealt you would notice. You know, but nobody never fucking overdose off crack cocaine or cocaine. But heroin and meth and all this other shit, you know what I'm saying? They got some new shit now called whatever this shit is in Philly, Spank or something, I don't know, Crank or something. People are dying from that shit at record numbers, man. So this movie Painkillers is a good ass show. It's on Netflix. But it says an unwise king destroyed his people, but through the prudence of them that are which are in authority, the city should be inhabited, man. Okay. And Esau is an unwise king. Because the same air that he's polluting, his dumb ass got to breathe in and live in, for the most part. But we know that the elites, they got bunkers too, though. You know, they in their bunkers, they in their little underground. They got the, you know, the centralized air. They got everything underground, so they don't really give a shit about what they do up here. They like, look, we ain't got to be up here anyway, so that's you people. You know, last precept, Revelation 12:12, it says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down to you having great wrath, because he knoweth he have but a short time. So this is the time we're in. But anyway, I'm going to end it there, giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And with that, Shalom and the Baba Ball. Shalom.